Yeah, obviously, as we all know, it's a huge challenge at the moment with the pandemic and bubble life for cricketers and a packed schedule to keep people playing every single game. So that I think the ECB have been very forward thinking and trying to prevent problems before they happen for players. So sadly, that does mean certain players resting at certain times and missing games, which you never want because you want to play every time and you want your strongest team out every time. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem possible at the moment. So that's how it is at the moment, and it's the sign of the times at the minute. But we have to look after our players. Yeah, obviously Joe was on that tour and he made his debut on that tour, so he'll have some fond memories and learnings from what that England team did well and how they were successful. That was one of the best England teams we've ever had. So with some quite amazing players. So this side is at a little bit of a different stage in our journey, I think, as a team, but certainly getting towards that point and trending in that way. So this is a great series for us at this time. It's an exciting time for us to take on this challenge. And I think that, you ask why it's such a tough challenge is because you're playing against the best team in the world in their own conditions. India have some fantastic players, all who are adept at playing in these conditions and playing well. So that's why it's a great challenge. Yeah, India are a brilliant team, and we're really excited about the challenge. Obviously, for India having, they'll be very confident having played brilliantly well in Australia, and as you mentioned, a fantastic team playing at home. And for us, we come here with confidence from the series in Sri Lanka. It's obviously good to play in conditions which may be a little bit similar to India. Having played some cricket, so now doing a 6-day quarantine and only having 3 days of practice before the match, it's good for us to be a little bit battle hardened by playing 2 games. And I think India and England is a fantastic series. It's one of the premier cricket series around the world, and we're all looking forward to a brilliant series. Anytime you play against India, it's a huge challenge. I think obviously the Australia series really showed the amazing strength in Indian cricket and in the Indian squad. So to go and win that series in Australia when you're missing Virat from the first test and having so many injuries, it just shows there's fantastic strength and depth and competition in Indian cricket, and a lot of fearless cricketers, a lot of them bred from the IPL. So there's no wanting to face either team really, but I know that there'll be no complacency from the Indian side, and Virat will be coming back having had some time away from the test matches, so he'll be hungry to lead and to play well. So it's going to be a great challenge. Joe was in fantastic form in Sri Lanka. I think he's always had a brilliant game for playing spin bowling. He's one of the best exponents of the sweep shot, and he picks length brilliantly, which is obviously a big strength when playing against spin. And he's very hard to keep dot balls on. He has so many options to score. He scores quickly against spin and manages to rotate strikes. So he did that fantastically well in Sri Lanka, and I think one of the biggest things was his hunger to bat for a long period of time. I thought he showed great application, both mentally, tactically and physically, really, to bat for so long and back that up in the 2 test matches. So he's in great form, and that's a great place for him to be at the start of the year, and for the team to watch him and learn from him. He's certainly an X-factor player. It's fantastic to have Jofra back in the side, and he'll be excited for a big series in India. But I think we have a few guys who can do some quite amazing things with the ball. Obviously, James Anderson and Stuart Broad are 2 of the best seam bowlers to ever play the game. Jofra obviously is a huge X factor, and Ben Stokes is a pretty good X factor player as well. So there's a number of guys there. I think the thing that it does give you is familiarity of the wickets, and the guy having played against the majority of the guys, sort of understanding of their action and how they try and bowl, and sort of having faced them before gives you a sighter really of how they perform and what they try and do with the ball and the angles they create. So of course the formats are different, and That's a huge change. But sometimes if you haven't faced guys before, like a Bumrah who has a bit of a unique action. If you've not faced him before, it can be a bit of take some getting used to. So certainly for the boys who've played international cricket before against India and played against in the IPL, you certainly know the angles and what to expect a little bit.